Hello, I'm Emma, and today we're exploring one of the most meaningful parenting goals of all, raising compassionate children. In a world that often rewards speed and self-focus, kindness must be practiced daily. Let's talk about simple habits that help children grow caring hearts and strong character. Every parent hopes their child will grow into a kind, caring, and emotionally strong human being, yet many quietly wonder how compassion is actually taught. We tell children to be nice, to share, to care about others, but kindness is not built through words alone. It is shaped through repeated daily experiences that train the heart, mind, and nervous system to notice the needs of others. In a world filled with distraction, comparison, and growing emotional distance, compassion has become one of the most valuable life skills a child can develop. It helps children build healthy friendships, respond calmly under stress, and grow into adults who contribute positively to the world around them. Compassion today matters more than ever because children are growing up in environments full of speed, pressure, screens, and constant stimulation. Many children are exposed to more information than any generation before them, yet they may receive fewer moments of deep connection. They can scroll past suffering, witness conflict online, and absorb emotional noise without understanding how to process it. This is why home routines matter so deeply. The habits practiced inside the family become emotional anchors. They teach children how to respond to pain, how to treat others, and how to stay human in a fast-moving world. The first daily habit begins with how children are greeted each day, because compassion often starts with feeling seen. A child who regularly experiences warmth is more likely to offer warmth. When a parent makes eye contact in the morning, smiles, says good morning with sincerity, or asks how the child is feeling, the child receives an important message. You matter. You are noticed. You belong here. These moments may seem small, but they shape emotional security. Children who feel emotionally safe are more able to care about others because their own nervous system is not constantly searching for safety. This does not require long speeches or perfect parenting. It may be as simple as placing a hand on their shoulder before school, listening for 30 seconds without interruption, or asking one thoughtful question. Over time, these brief moments build emotional trust. A child who feels connected learns that relationships deserve attention. Once children feel valued, they become more open to valuing others. That naturally leads to the next powerful habit, teaching children to notice feelings. Many children are told what to do, but fewer are taught how people feel. Compassion grows when children learn to recognize emotions in themselves and in others. During ordinary moments, parents can gently name feelings they observe. Your brother looks frustrated. That child at the park seems lonely. You seem disappointed right now. This practice builds emotional literacy. Children begin to understand that behavior often comes from inner experiences. A crying child may feel scared. A rude friend may feel hurt. A sibling who shouts may feel ignored. This shift is powerful because it moves children away from judgment and toward understanding. Instead of seeing others as annoying, mean, or dramatic, they begin asking what might be happening underneath. That question is the beginning of compassion. Emotional awareness also improves self-control. Children who can name feelings are better able to regulate them. They learn that emotions can be noticed, expressed, and managed rather than dumped onto others. As emotional understanding grows, kindness becomes easier and more natural. The next daily habit is involving children in small acts of service at home. Compassion is not only a feeling. It is action. Children need regular opportunities to help, contribute, and care for something beyond themselves. This can begin very simply. Helping set the table, bringing water to a grandparent, tidying a shared room, feeding a pet, or carrying groceries inside teaches responsibility with heart. These actions communicate that families support one another. When children participate in helping, they begin to experience usefulness. They see that their actions can make life easier for someone else. This builds dignity and generosity at the same time. It also protects against entitlement. A child who only receives may assume others exist to serve them. A child who also gives learns that relationships involve mutual care. Over time, helping becomes part of identity. They begin to notice what needs doing without being asked. That is compassion turning into character. Another important habit is practicing gratitude aloud each day. Gratitude and compassion are deeply connected because grateful children are more aware of what they receive and less trapped in constant wanting. At dinner, bedtime, or during a car ride, invite each family member to name one thing they appreciate. It may be small. A friend who shared. Warm food. A funny moment. Clean clothes. Help with homework. These reflections train the brain to notice goodness. Why does this matter for compassion? Because children who notice blessings often become more sensitive to people who lack support. Gratitude softens self-centered thinking. It creates perspective. A child who learns to appreciate kindness becomes more likely to offer kindness. Gratitude also reduces envy and comparison, two forces that often block compassion. When children are consumed with what they do not have, they struggle to notice others. When they appreciate enoughness, their attention expands outward. The next habit may seem simple, yet it is transformative, teaching children to listen without interrupting. Many adults want children to speak kindly, but fewer teach the discipline of listening. Compassion requires attention. When a child learns to pause, make eye contact, and hear another person fully, they practice respect and empathy at the same time. During family conversations, parents can model turn-taking and gently coach interruptions. Let your sister finish. Listen first, then respond. This skill becomes essential in friendships and future relationships. Children who listen well are trusted more deeply. They understand others better and react less impulsively. Listening also teaches patience, because it requires temporarily setting aside one's own thoughts to make room for another person. In a world where many people compete to be heard, the child who learns to truly listen becomes rare and deeply valued. Another daily habit that builds compassion is correcting behavior without shaming identity. Every child makes mistakes. They grab toys, lie, speak harshly, or ignore rules. How parents respond shapes whether children grow defensive or responsible. Instead of labeling the child as bad, mean, or selfish, address the behavior clearly while protecting dignity. That was hurtful. We do not hit. You need to repair this. Let's try again. When children are shamed, they often focus on protecting themselves. When guided firmly and respectfully, they can focus on the impact of their actions. This teaches accountability with empathy. They learn mistakes can be repaired. They also learn that every person, including themselves, deserves respect even when behavior must change. Children raised with this balance often become kinder toward others because they have experienced correction without humiliation. One of the strongest habits for raising compassionate children is exposing them to everyday generosity. Children learn more from what they witness than from what they are told. If they see parents thank workers, greet neighbors warmly, help someone carry bags, donate quietly, check on a struggling friend, or apologize sincerely, these actions become normal. Children absorb moral behavior through observation. This is where parenting becomes powerful. You do not need endless lectures about kindness if kindness is visible in the home. When a child sees a parent stay patient with an elderly person, speak respectfully during stress, or show concern for someone having a hard day, the child learns what compassion looks like in real life. These moments enter memory deeply because they are lived, not preached. Another habit is teaching children to care for living things. This might include pets, plants, gardens, or younger siblings with supervision. Caring routines build gentleness, consistency, and sensitivity to needs that cannot always speak. Watering a plant daily teaches attention. Feeding a pet teaches responsibility. Handling a small creature carefully teaches self-control and respect for vulnerability. Children who practice caregiving begin to understand dependence and stewardship. They learn that some beings rely on them. This can be especially valuable for children who are impulsive or highly self-focused, because caregiving shifts attention outward. It builds patience and tenderness over time. The next habit involves creating device-free connection times. Compassion weakens when relationships become shallow or distracted. Shared meals without phones, evening walks, bedtime talks, or weekly family games create space for real interaction. During these moments, children read facial expressions, hear tone of voice, notice moods, and practice conversation. These are the raw materials of empathy. Without regular face-to-face connection, children may become skilled with technology yet less skilled with emotional presence. Human connection needs practice. Device-free rituals protect that practice. They remind children that people are more important than screens and that attention is one of the greatest gifts we can give. Another essential daily habit is encouraging perspective taking. When conflicts happen, instead of rushing only to punishment, ask reflective questions. How do you think your friend felt when that happened? What do you think your brother needed? If someone did that to you, how would it feel? These questions strengthen the brain's ability to imagine another person's inner world. Perspective taking does not excuse poor behavior, but it deepens understanding. Over time, children become less reactive and more thoughtful. They begin to pause before hurting others because they can picture the emotional consequences. This is one of the foundations of mature compassion. Parents can also build compassion by praising kindness specifically. Many children hear praise mainly for grades, appearance, or performance. While achievement matters, character needs attention too. Notice moments of generosity. I saw you include that child. Thank you for helping without being asked. You were patient with your sister. That was thoughtful. Specific praise tells children what behaviors matter. It helps kindness feel visible and valuable. Children naturally repeat what receives meaningful attention. When families celebrate compassion as much as success, children learn that who they are matters more than what they produce. Another powerful habit is allowing children to experience healthy discomfort. Some parents rush to remove every frustration, but resilience supports compassion. Children who cannot handle discomfort often become self-focused under stress. When children learn to wait, lose gracefully, solve problems, and recover from disappointment, they develop inner steadiness. This steadiness allows them to care about others even when life is imperfect. Compassion is easier when the nervous system is regulated. A child overwhelmed by every inconvenience may struggle to be kind. A child who can tolerate frustration has more emotional capacity to notice others. The final habit is ending the day with reflection. Bedtime is a gentle opportunity to review the day with wisdom rather than pressure. Ask simple questions. What was one kind thing you did today? Did anyone show kindness to you? Was there a moment you wish you handled differently? What can you try tomorrow? These conversations help children integrate values into identity. They learn that kindness is not random. It is something we practice, miss sometimes, repair, and grow in daily. Reflection also builds humility. Children see that everyone is learning, including adults. Over time, these daily habits shape children who notice pain, respond with care, and act with courage. They become children who include the lonely student, speak respectfully when angry, help without applause, and stay tender in a world that often rewards hardness. Compassionate children are not weak. They are emotionally strong. They can feel deeply without collapsing and act kindly without losing themselves. Raising compassionate children does not require perfection, expensive programs, or constant speeches. It requires repeated moments of connection, guidance, modeling, and practice. The family routines you create today become the character your child carries tomorrow. If you want to begin, choose just one habit this week. Maybe gratitude at dinner, device-free meals, naming feelings, or involving your child in helping others. Start small and stay consistent. Transformation usually looks ordinary while it is happening. The children we raise will shape the future homes, workplaces, friendships, and communities they enter. When we teach compassion daily, we are not only helping our own child. We are helping everyone they will one day touch. If this message encouraged you, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with another parent who wants to raise kind and strong humans.